Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl. For the uninitiated, this is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes and a tale of about 2 weeks. I mean, getting out of that Christmas break, losing 3 straight in regulation, the fan base in shambles, hot takes from left, from right, from center. I had to go in hiding. I couldn't handle it. I'm like, why is everyone turning on this team all of a sudden? Yeah. They had 3 losses. I felt like the loss against Nashville wasn't too bad. Probably deserved a point there. But Vegas and Dallas, I mean, they got outplayed, outworked. Playoff atmosphere in both games. Feel like the pressure got to Coyotes. Vegas and Dallas played extremely good games. They're extremely good teams. And they've been playing really well. They're at the top of everyone's power rankings, along with Arizona now, because they answer. They answer to that 3-game skid with a 3-game winning streak of their own, kicking it off with a win against the Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues. A real chess match, 1-1 for most of the game. I felt the Coyotes were shooting the puck a lot of offensive zone time. I mean, whenever Hall, Garland, and Dvorak are on the ice, it just seems like it's a power play. That line is clicking very well, and for a very long time, we've never seen sustained ozone pressure consistently by a line. And I think the Hall line is doing that. Kessel gets the game-winning goal. They follow up that St. Louis win with a Anaheim Ducks win, a game where they were down 2-1 entering the third period. Everyone getting their stomachs in a joint. Oh no, they're down 2-1. You know, Anaheim's a stingy team and Gibson's a hard goalie to score on, and Anaheim usually has the Coyotes' number, but they blow up in the third. They score 3 goals back to back to back. They win that game, and then they come out against the Philadelphia Flyers and just explode once again offensively, and they score in bunches, and that's what I like to see. If in that St. Louis game, if Binnington didn't have the game he had, or I'm pretty sure it was Binnington, might have been Allen, but I'm pretty sure it's Binnington. It was New Year's Eve, forgive me. But that St. Louis goalie, I mean, kept St. Louis in the game. The Coyotes were pushing hard. They were shooting a lot of pucks at the net, deflections. But in the Anaheim game, they exploded in the third period, quick succession in goals. And just against Philadelphia, they had a lot of goals in a few amount of seconds. And it's good. I think this is how the team's going to respond in games like Dallas and against Vegas. I mean, they're not going to be a big body team that intimidates you with force and their body. They're going to intimidate you with their speed and scoring a lot of goals in a quick amount of time. That's how Toronto does it. That's how the Toronto Maple Leafs do it. They score in bunches and they intimidate you that way. You know, when you're in the opposing team and Toronto scores 1 goal, it's a very high chance you're going to score another goal within the next minute or two. It's just, that's how they play, and that's how the Coyotes are built. They have players like Keller and Schmaltz, Taylor Hall, Connor Garland, Lawson Krause, who could throw the body too, but these are fast guys who just want to put the puck in the net, and that's how they're going to win these games. It's great that they turned it around really quick. I mean, it was a 3-game losing streak. They stopped it right away, and they recalibrated, and they got back on their horse with a 3-game winning streak. So those 3 games they lost, you know, they don't really matter anymore. Some teams may have, you know, gained ground on them, but they still hold a second spot in the division. They're second place behind Vegas, who have a game in hand on them, and there's 2 points above the Coyotes. So, you know, they're neck and neck with Vegas. Even though the Coyotes lost 3 straight, while Vancouver's been on a 7-game win streak, they're still ahead of Vancouver. So, you know, they're not as wild swings like Vancouver. They were bad for about a month, and now they seem to be good for another month. But the Coyotes have been steady. You know, they were 3rd place in the division in October, beginning in November, went to 2nd place. They held the 1st place spot for about 2 weeks. Now they're back to 2nd place, but they're playing back wins, all in regulation too, which is good to see. But yeah, they got an Eastern road trip heading out this week against Florida, Tampa, and Carolina. Only 3 games, so that's good to see, a short Eastern road trip. I feel like the Coyotes need to look at what they did against Anaheim and Philadelphia, know that they need to score. When they score 3 goals or more, they have 22 wins in 26 games. That's unbelievable. That's an unbelievable stat. And it's not a hard, mountain to climb. It's only 3 goals. I mean, every hockey game, there's bound to be 3 goals. It's rare that less than 3 goals are scored. So Coyotes, they get that 3rd goal, play their systematic defense well. They kind of got away from that when Hall got put onto the team. There's a couple games where they forgot to play defense, but I think now they finally realize they got to play defense first. It leads to goals, and that's how they're going to have to, that's what they have to take away from these 3 games that they played, even against St. Louis. It was a tight checking game. Be comfortable in those types of games, and you'll get rewarded. And Antti Raanta, as shown right here, he left the Philadelphia game in the 2nd period. Doesn't seem to be too serious. He's on the flight to Florida along with every other goalie in the Coyote system. They got Aiden Hill, Prosvetov, Raanta, and Kemper all on the plane heading to Florida. So we'll see who gets the starts. Hopefully it's Raanta. Hill was a bit shaky in that Philadelphia game, but you can't blame him. I mean, when it's 4-0 going into the 3rd period, you could let it off that you're not going to play. And a freak accident where Hill gets put into the net, and he did a job. He got the win for the guys, even though he allowed 2 goals. It's fine. Hopefully he becomes prepared in that Florida game if he's ever called upon to start that game, or Raanta gets pulled early in that game. But in other news, Barrett Hayton wins gold for Team Canada. Congratulations to Hayton. That is exactly what Chaika and the Coyotes organization wanted Hayton to do. Go down there, bring your experience you learned from the Coyotes, and lead that team to a gold medal. They do. Hayden was unbelievable all tournament long, scoring goals, scoring nice goals, power play specialist. We'll see what happens after the tournament, if he gets sent down to his junior team or he gets sent back to Coyotes. We'll see. I'm sure by the time this video is up, there's a decision made. But with Michael Grabner scratched for 3 games straight, I mean, I doubt Hayden's going to get a spot on this lineup. I don't want Hayden to be put on the 4th line with Richardson and Hinostroza. I do feel Grabner deserves a spot over Fisher. Not sure what Talkett sees in Fisher to have him instead of Grabner. I feel like Grabner would help the PK more than Fisher would, and that speed is just always helpful. But, Fisher's not, he doesn't look out of place. It is what it is. He's a big body. But just feel like Grabner, Hinostroza, and Richardson would be a better 4th line. But they're winning, so I guess Talkett's like, don't fix what ain't broke. And we'll see what happens with Hayden. If he comes back on the team, good for him. Learn some more. And we'll see. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support.